Welcome friends. In this session, we are going to discuss the second part of Nyquist criteria for zero intersymbol interference, and it is called ideal solution. In baseband transmission of digital data, intersymbol interference or ISI is the major problem and can be minimized by controlling the pulse spectrum PT or PF of the overall system, including transmit filter, channel and receive filter. Here PT is in time domain and PF is in frequency domain. In order to meet zero intersymbol interference, Nyquist criteria must be fulfilled for distortionless baseband transmission. And here there is only one function which fulfill our requirement of zero ISI, and it is sinc function. So here we introduce a function PT equals to sinc 2B0 T, which makes zero intersymbol interference, and this is only function through which we get an ideal solution, and it is PT equals to sinc 2B0 T. Here B0 equals to 1 upon 2 T suffix B, and it is called Nyquist bandwidth. This Nyquist bandwidth is minimum bandwidth for zero intersymbol interference. Here the function PT can also be written as sinc T upon capital TB, where TB is the bit duration. The sinc function PT is shown in figure, which characterize the impulse response of an ideal low-pass filter. At t equals to 0, the magnitude is unity, and PT becomes 0 at plus minus TB, plus minus 2 TB, etc. Also, the height of the side lobe decreases as time increases. Using Fourier transform, function PT become PF as shown in figure, which shows a rectangular pulse of magnitude 1 upon 2 B0 and width 2 B0. And the area under this curve is unity, denoted by integration PF into dF equals to 1, taking limit f equals to minus infinity to plus infinity. Here PF has a discontinuity at plus minus B0. This characteristic shows the frequency response of an ideal low-pass filter, and mathematically written as PF equals to 1 upon 2 B0 for mod f less than B0 and 0 for mod f greater than B0. Now, to explain the Nyquist solution called ideal solution for zero intersymbol interference, we take function PT equals to sinc 2 B0 T, where B0 equals to 1 upon 2 TB called Nyquist bandwidth, and it is the minimum bandwidth. As shown in figure, sinc function PT equals to 0 at integral multiple of TB, that is plus minus TB, plus minus 2 TB, plus minus 3 TB, etc. So PT can be written as P function T minus KTB equals to sinc 2B0 T minus KTB. Here K is the integral multiple, and negative sign represents the delay in time. Now, in baseband transmission system, the modified PAM output signal Yt equals to mu times of summation AKP T minus KTB, taking limit K equals to minus infinity to plus infinity. So, in order to get zero intersymbol interference, the output Yt is sampled at t equals to 0, plus minus TB, plus minus 2 TB, etc. Also, to get an ideal solution, we put PT equals to sinc 2 B0 T, and after substituting t equals to T minus KTB in function PT, we get Yt equals to mu summation AK sinc 2 B0 T minus KTB, taking limit K equals to minus infinity to plus infinity. Since Nyquist bandwidth B0 equals to 1 upon 2 TB, so in place of 2 B0 into TB, we can write 1. And after putting 2b naught t equals to 1, the modified output yt is equals to mu summation ak sinc 2b naught t minus k. Next, in intersymbol interference, there is inaccurate synchronization of the clock in the receiver sampling circuit. So here we consider a timing error delta t in place of small t. And output becomes y delta t equals to mu summation ak sinc 2b naught delta t minus k. Now using normalized sinc formula, that is sinc x equals to sin pi x upon pi x. And accordingly y delta t becomes mu summation ak sin 2b naught pi delta t minus pi k upon pi within bracket 2b naught delta t minus k. To solve this expression, we take numerator and using formula sin a minus b, that is sin a cos b minus cos a sin b. After using formula of sin a minus b, the second term becomes 0 as the value of sin pi tends to 0. And in the first term, in place of cos pi k, we can write minus 1 to power k. So the output y delta t get converted into mu summation ak upon pi within bracket 2b naught delta t minus k into minus 1 to power k sin 2b naught pi delta t. Now we separate the summation for k equals to 0 and for k not equals to 0. When we put k equals to 0, we get mu a naught upon pi 2b naught delta t into sin 2b naught pi delta t. That is the desired symbol and can be written in terms of sinc function as mu a naught sinc 2b naught delta t. And the second term for k not equals to 0 called intersymbol interference and caused because of timing error delta t. And this term delay slowly at a rate of 1 upon delta t. That is due to the discontinuity of PF at plus minus B naught. Now after discussing an ideal solution or Nyquist solution using a sinc function for zero intersymbol interference, we move to the physical reliability of this Nyquist channel. That is the type of low pass channel denoted by PF having an ideal amplitude response. But in frequency response PF, there is a discontinuity at plus minus B naught. So the frequency response decreases abruptly to 0 and which is physically unrealizable. And to make it feasible or realizable, having many desirable features, we make some modification. And this modified PF called raised cosine roll-off Nyquist filter, which having roll-off portion in addition to the flat portion that is shown in figure. Here the abrupt discontinuity is converted into the roll-off portion from frequency f1 to 2b0 minus f1 and a flat portion having a magnitude of 1 upon 2b0 from 0 to f1. This characteristic is called raised cosine roll-off filter and this is practically realizable that corresponding to the practical low pass filter. Here the roll-off portion introduces a parameter that is called roll-off factor denoted by alpha and it is equals to 1 minus f1 upon b0. It is also a relationship between frequency f1 and Nyquist bandwidth b0. Mathematically, the raised cosine roll-off filter PF having value 1 upon 2b0 for mod f less than f1, which shows the flat portion, and for the roll-off portion having range mod f greater or equals to f1 but less than 2b0 minus f1, PF having a value 1 upon 4b0 within bracket 1 plus cos pi mod f minus f1 upon 2b naught minus 2 f1 and 0 for other values. In role of portion, when we put mod f equals to f1, we get cos 0, that is 1, and corresponding value become 1 upon 4b naught into 2, that is 1 upon 2b naught. Also at mod f equals to 2b naught minus f1, we get cos pi and its value is minus 1. And the corresponding pf becomes 0. And this characteristic is called raised cosine function, which is physically realizable, having a transmission bandwidth of 2b naught minus f1. Here, there is a significance of role of vector alpha, which is equals to 1 minus f1 upon b naught. When alpha is equals to 0, the value of f1 becomes b naught, which represents an ideal low-pass amplitude response having transmission bandwidth value b naught, which is minimum called Nyquist bandwidth. And when alpha equals to 1, f1 equals to 0. And here we get a full cosine role of characteristic with transmission bandwidth equals to 2b naught, that is the twice of ideal 1. After discussing the raised cosine role of characteristic in frequency domain, we move to time domain analysis. For this, taking inverse Fourier transform of PF, and we get Pt, that is equals to sin 2b naught t into cos 2 pi alpha b naught t upon 1 minus 16 alpha square b naught square t square, where alpha is called role of vector and b naught is the Nyquist bandwidth. This time domain function Pt consists of product of two terms. Here sin 2b naught t corresponding to the ideal solution, which shows zero crossing of function Pt, that is at t equals to plus minus tb, plus minus 2tb, plus minus 3tb, etc. when we put alpha equals to 0. And for alpha equals to 1, zero crossing is at t equals to plus minus 1.5 tb, plus minus 2.5 tb, etc., including the crossings for alpha equals to 0, which is shown in figure, that is the time response of raised cosine role of Nyquist filter. For alpha equals to 0, Pt has a zero crossing at t equals to plus minus tb, plus minus 2tb, etc. And at t equals to 0, the value of Pt equals to 1. For alpha equals to 1, zero crossing is at plus minus 3tb upon 2, plus minus 5tb upon 2, etc., including crossings at plus minus tb, plus minus 2tb, etc. Also at t equals to 0, Pt equals to 1. The point which is to be noted that at t equals to plus minus tb by 2 or plus minus 1 upon 4 b naught, the value of Pt equals to 0.5. This is for the case when alpha equals to 1. And on comparison, for alpha equals to 1, the side lobe height get decreased as compared to alpha equals to 0, which make the physical realizability of Nyquist channel for zero intersymbol interference. And the function Pt having a second term in which the factor 1 upon t square reduces for a large value of time t. And accordingly, this factor reduces the tail of the sinc function. That is called side lobe height as compared to ideal solution, and which results the reduction of sampling error. So when we put alpha equals to 1, the frequency f1 tends to 0, and written mathematically as Pf equals to 1 upon 4 b naught within bracket 1 plus cos pi mod f upon 2 b naught for mod f greater than 0, less than 2 b naught, and 0 otherwise. After taking inverse Fourier transform, Pf become Pt, that is equals to sin 4 b naught t upon 1 minus 16 b naught square t square, which is called raised cosine role of filter, which is physically realizable. Next, we are going to discuss transmission bandwidth requirement for raised cosine filter that is shown in figure. Here the transmission bandwidth Bt is equals to 2B0 minus F1, where B0 equals to 1 upon 2 TB, that is called the Nyquist bandwidth. In this, the roll-off portion from frequency F1 to 2B0 minus F1 depend upon the factor that is called roll-off factor, denoted by alpha, and its value is 1 minus F1 upon B0, which is also the relationship between F1 and B0. So from the formula of alpha, we can write F1 equals to B0 1 minus alpha. After putting the value of F1 in the formula of transmission bandwidth, we get transmission bandwidth Bt equals to B0 within bracket 1 plus alpha. That is the transmission bandwidth in terms of Nyquist bandwidth B0 and roll-off factor alpha. When we put alpha equals to 0, the transmission bandwidth becomes B0, called minimum bandwidth or Nyquist bandwidth. Also, when we put alpha equals to 1, transmission bandwidth becomes twice of the ideal solution. Now, we again take the formula of transmission bandwidth and here we open the bracket. So, we get B0 plus alpha B0. Here, B0 is simply the Nyquist bandwidth, while the second term, alpha B0 is the excess bandwidth that the transmission bandwidth required to obtain raised cosine spectrum. So on the basis of physical realizability, there is a need of excess bandwidth alpha B0, which makes the raised cosine spectrum. Now we note a point. Taking the ratio of excess bandwidth to Nyquist bandwidth, that is alpha B0 upon B0, we get alpha, that is called roll-off factor. This roll-off factor alpha is responsible for excess bandwidth, hence called excess bandwidth factor. Now we summarize the significance of roll-off factor alpha for ideal case as well as for practical case. For ideal case, the value of alpha is equals to 0 and accordingly, the excess bandwidth alpha B0 equals to 0. And for ideal case, the transmission bandwidth is equals to B0, that is equals to 1 upon 2 TB. And this transmission bandwidth is the minimum possible value called Nyquist bandwidth. But on the basis of realizability of Nyquist channel, we take practical case in which the value of alpha is equals to 1. So excess bandwidth is equals to B0 and corresponding transmission bandwidth is equals to 2B0 or 1 upon TB. And this transmission bandwidth is just double of the ideal value. Also, in the practical case of baseband transmission of digital data, the value alpha equals to 1 provide a basis for synchronizing the receiver and the transmitter. That is physically realizable.